so the Nigerian match is done, and I have someone here who wants to. What do you think about the game?
Well, what I can say is the match is a little bit interesting.
I know.
But, when Nigeria lose, you always feel
I know.
but at the same time, they did beat up, but I feel they can do more next match. My promise, when they don't do next match, do better next match, I will sue the NFL.
I support you, and thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
I'll see them and wait them level. I make I explain in this one, don't worry. Make I explain in this one, don't worry. Senior man wait the level.
Very, very much. I am expecting them.
Captain.
Hey people, welcome back to my channel, and it's the post-match review of Nigeria's first match at the AFCON 2025 against Tanzania, where they won 2-1. And should I say I was impressed? No, I wasn't. And I feel like the match could have gone either ways. Honestly, I feel the match could have gone either ways. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at the first half was, it was just there. Now, both sides were trying to be careful, defensively, attacking wise. As I said, both sides were not clinical. I don't think there was much action going on in the 18-yard box in the final third, nothing. And then the second half, it was a bit better from Nigeria. I feel it didn't change. I don't think Eric Shaw changed anything in the second half. The only difference was you could see that Osimhen was trying to get much more into the box. I think in the first half he didn't do much. The defense of Tanzania held him. You could see like two to three players on him alone, and of course that's because they know what Osimhen can do. They know how clinical it could be. They know how decisive it could be. They know how strong it could be when you leave him alone in the 18-yard box. And so I think that made them leave about 2 to 3 players on him alone. And then you would expect that the likes of Ademola Lookman, Chukwueze to then be able to control the game around Osimhen and be able to score, but they didn't do that in the first half. And then in the second half, I think that was exactly what happened. You could even see Alex Iwobi going forward much more, which obviously led to him assisting the 2 goals. But looking at the goals itself, obviously the first goal was scored from, I think, a corner, and it was Semi Ajayi who nodded it in. I think, to be honest, I don't think there was really any defender on him. That was why it was easy for him to just nod it in. And then obviously the second goal, it was also Alex Iwobi doing the job in the 18 to 25 yards in the box, and then passing to Ademola Lookman, who it was just a beautiful cross away into the bottom corner of the net. Yes, and it was 2-1. However, before Ademola scored his own goal, we did concede a goal. And I did say in my prediction that I knew the match was obviously going to end 2-1, because I knew we were going to concede. And I said that because I know that our defense is not a bad defense, to be honest. If you look at it, Saidu, Calvin Bassey, obviously you're looking at what's his name now, Semi Ajayi, you're looking at Osai Samuel. If you look at them, individually they're not bad. Even as a team, I don't think that's a bad defensive lineup. But because I know how irrational Iwobi can, Nwabali can be, obviously, just looking at that goal, you could tell that he could have done better. He honestly could have done better, but regardless, they still considered the goal anyways. And after that, they did score another goal, which, as I said, was scored by Ademola Lookman, with the game ending in 2-1. Now, after that goal, I feel like the game was end-to-end. Anyone could have... To be honest, I did feel like Tanzania was going to get the second goal more than Nigeria getting the third goal. So it just goes to show that there's still a lot of work for Eric Shaw to do with this squad. Now, looking at the lineup, I already spoken about the defense. You look, I feel like the coach started with a 4-4-2 formation because he obviously started Akwa Adams and Osimhen, the two of them up front, you know, inter-switching between each other, and then it was Alex Iwobi, Ndidi, Ademola Lookman, and what's his name now, Chukwueze, in the midfield stroke wing backs. So definitely I feel like the formation, the lineup was okay, but you could tell that they were not being quick with their counter attacks. They were not quick enough. They were not winning the second balls, which Tanzania was obviously doing. They weren't winning the second balls. They were struggling even with their individual duels. It was, as I said, that first half was not good enough. It wasn't good enough. But the second half, they were better. They were a bit faster with their counter attacks, moving the ball quicker, especially from Iwobi to Ademola Lookman. The movement of the ball was quicker. Chukwueze was, yeah, it was his usual self, dribble, and nothing much from it. Yeah, and I feel like Osimhen had a huge impact in the game. He did have an impact. You know, as I said, he was taking on a lot of defenders. Obviously, he scored a goal which was also ruled out, offside, and I think it was very fine margin. I did think even before he scored the goal that it was already offside ball. I didn't think that just that little difference would have made a huge difference anyways, but it was an offside regardless. But we did get the goal, and as I said, the lineup was okay. It did eventually bring on Paul Onuachu for Victor Osimhen. Obviously, he brought in Moses Simon, and I don't think they did too much in the game. I don't think they actually did too much in the game, especially Paul. I don't think he had much of an impact. Yeah, I know he came a bit late in the game. I think the 80-something minute, but there wasn't much from him. And even when Chukwueze went out and Simon Moses came on, it was still the same. There wasn't much from them, because obviously the two goals were already scored before they both came in, and to be honest, I don't think they did a lot. And then Dele Bashiru also had a chance and he just fluffed it. But regardless, I just feel like the substitute didn't do much on the field, but I feel like they got the job done, right? They did what they needed to do, which was get a win, and that was what, to be honest, that is what is most important. They look forward to the next game. Now, don't forget that the other two teams from Group C also played their game today, and that's Tunisia against Uganda. Now, Tunisia won that game 3-1, and obviously they're top of the group because of goal difference, right? I think they have 2 goal difference. We have 1. So it's going to be quite tricky to see what happens in our next game, because obviously we are going to be playing. I think it's Uganda, if I'm not missing it, Tunisia. We are going to be playing Tunisia. It's going to be very, very interesting because we both won our first games. So, and we know, and both teams know that probably a win for either team is going to be automatic qualification, obviously, to the next round. But if it's a draw, there's still a chance that they will leave it to maybe the third game in the group phase. But I feel like them getting a win, it's a good one. They started on the right note. Hopefully by the time they play the next game, we'll see what happens in that one. But anyways, those are my thoughts on the game. And for those that joined our live, well, not a lot of people got the prediction right. I think I'm the only one who got the prediction right. A lot of people said it was going to be 1-0. I think a lot of 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 and all that. But yeah, no one is winning anything. But I think that around Christmas period, there might be something for those who regularly watch us. Just look out for that on the page. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on the game. Don't forget to share yours in the comment section. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Anyways, guys, until I come your way again, and yeah, keep supporting the Super Eagles. Bye, guys.